Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 24 of 2024 we had 126 tournaments, with a total of 2,621 players and 10,064 games played. We have a big week upon us, with GW announcing a balanced data slate will be out before the Pariah Nexus deck starts seeing play. As always, we will cover the changes as soon as we can after they are released. With that said, this week the Space Marines topped the charts with 20 wins and 61 top 3 placings. Their weight split is 20.8, which is a fair bit better than the 23.6 they got last time. With more tournaments than last week, it's not too surprising the Space Marines have got more wins and therefore a better weighted placing. The Necrons are in second with 13 wins, 30 top 3s and a weighted place of 13.6. This is a better performance than last week, which has allowed them to take second place. They also got the most wins at the bigger tournaments this time around. The Tower get the same number of wins with 13, but 10 less top 3s with 20, which has put them in third. Despite this, they did get the best weighted placing this week with an impressive 10.2. This is a big improvement on the 28.6 they got last week. It'd be interesting to see if they remain around this level, especially with some big updates and 2 new codexes on the way. The Orcs are still one of the top factions with 12 wins, 39 top 3s and a weighted placing of 15.9. This is another good week for them, although they only managed a single win at the larger tournaments. The Grey Knights get 9 wins with 32 top 3s and a weighted placing of 10.4, which is the second best overall. They have achieved this level for a number of weeks, cementing their place as one of the top factions, at least until the balance update comes out. Chaos Space Marines are the last faction in blue, with 8 wins, 27 top 3s and a weighted base of 23.6. This is a bit worse than the weighted base of 13.5 they got last week, but they did only get 3 less wins. The Death Guard topped the green group with 6 wins, 15 top 3s and a weighted base of 17.7, which is a big improvement on the 54 they got last time. The next 3 factions all have 5 wins, being ranked by the number of top 3 placings. Guard get 19 top 3s and a weighted base of 22.8, which is a good result for them. The Sisters get 17 top 3s and a weighted base of 12.8. Many in the community are expecting them to be strong with their new codex. This of course depends on whether their points are changed upon release. Drukhari are the final faction with 5 wins, getting 6 top 3s and a weighted base of 11.2, the third best overall. The Thousand Sons get 4 wins, 17 top 3s and a weighted base of 23.8, which is slightly worse than last time. The Custodians also get 4 wins with 10 top 3s and a weighted base of 19.3, which is much better than the single win and weighted base of 75 they got last week. The Imperial Knights are the last faction in green with 4 wins, 9 top 3s and a weighted base of 18. We have 7 factions in yellow this time, with them all getting between 1 and 3 wins. Due to the low number of wins, we've seen very high weighted placings, with Tyranids getting the highest with 118. The GC of the Cults are in red, unfortunately not managing to get a win. We know that there is a balanced data slate on the way, with new codexes and the brand new Pariah Nexus mission deck soon upon us. With all the changes which are coming up, these rankings could look a lot different in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. 23 factions managed at least 1 top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 210. The Orcs stormed back into second with 126 top 10 placings, with Necrons just getting third on 89 top 10 placings. It looks like Orcs 4th place last time was just a bit of a blip for them. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction, with 18.2% of all players taking them. The Orcs are still the second most popular at 8.32%. Chaos Space Marines remain in third on 7.63%. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Grey Knights again topped the charts with a win rate of 56.3%. They have now had multiple weeks with a similar win rate, and are most likely going to get some changes in the upcoming balance update. The Orcs are close behind with a win rate of 55.5%, and again are likely to receive some changes in the balance date slate. The Thousand Sons are the first faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 53.7%. This is a good improvement on the 46.9% they got last time. Chaos Knights are close behind on 53.3%. They have been performing quite well recently. The Sisters run a win rate of 52.4%, which will most likely change when their codex comes out. The Necrons run a win rate of 51.6%, which is what they usually get. I wouldn't be surprised if they did get some adjustments, as they are performing well in terms of winning tournaments. Chaos Demons get a win rate of 51%, with the Legions of Votann just getting in green with a win rate of 50.4%. The majority of factions are in yellow, with the Drukhari topping the group with a win rate of 49.1%. The World Eaters run a win rate of 48.4%, with the Eldari on a 48% win rate. Space Marines overall get a win rate of 47.7%, which is quite high for them. Stay tuned till later on in the video to see how the individual chapters performed. Chaos Space Marines are close behind with a win rate of 47.5%. As their codex is fairly new, I would imagine they will not get any changes. They do seem reasonably well balanced. They have been in the Goldilocks zone since the codex started seeing play. AdMech are on a win rate of 47.1%, and GW did say they would make some changes to them previously. The Tower on 46.8%, with the Gene Stealer Cults on 46.6%. Imperial Knights are on a win rate of 46.5%, with the Death Guard on a win rate of 46%. Custodians just managed to get in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.4%. Guard and Tyranids are the only main factions below the zone, with win rates of 43.6% and 40.5% respectively. GW have hinted that there will be some fairly major changes, which could give us a whole new meta in a few weeks' time. The Grey Knights remain at the top with a win rate of 55.3%. They are the only faction above the Goldilocks zone. The Orcs are on 53.3%. They have caught up a little bit over the past week, but are still firmly in second. The Thousand Sons and Sisters come next, both on a win rate of 52.3%. The Necrons are on 51.7%, with the Drukhari on 51.2%. The Gene Stealer Cults managed to get in green with 50.6%. The majority of factions are in yellow, with only 2 factions below the Goldilocks zone. Guard and Custodians are both on a win rate of 44.6%. The game is looking quite balanced, and these win rates should be a good indicator of who will get changes in the upcoming balanced data slate. As we have seen in the past, just because a faction is in the Goldilocks zone, it does not mean they will receive no changes. I'd imagine nearly all the factions in green will get some changes, not including the Sisters and Gene Stealers, who have their codex seen play around the same time as the new missions. The Raven Guard technically topped the win rates with 58.3%. As they only have 3 players, the third most popular chapter, the Space Wolves, are the real winners. They lead the known chapters with an impressive win rate of 58.1%. When taken as their own faction, they top the weekly charts this week. I am sure they will get some adjustments, at least to the units that are doing very well in the Stormlands detachment, such as the Thunderwolf Cavalry. The second most popular chapter, the Blood Angels, are the first in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 53.3%. The Black Templars are the last chapter in green and the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 52.6%. The Death Watch get a win rate of 43.5%, with Imperial Fists on 42.9%. The second most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, top the red group, with a win rate of 37.8%. The Ultramarines and Salamanders win a third of their games, with the Iron Hands on a 0% win rate. I am certain the Space Marines will get some changes, but it is honestly very hard to predict what these will be, other than the Space Wolves being toned down a little bit. The Space Wolves are clearly at the top of the running total win rates with 54%. The Blood Angels are not too far behind on 51.1%, with the Black Templars just getting in green on a 50.1% win rate. The White Scars are on 49.1%, with the Iron Hands on 44.8%. The Salamanders have dropped back considerably to a win rate of 43.1%. The Death Watch are on a 42.5% win rate, with the Dark Angels on a win rate of 42%. Fearless's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, on a win rate of 41.8%. The Raven Guard have a win rate of 40.6%, with Imperial Fists on a win rate of 35.1%. Codex Space Marine certainly does need some help, with some slight adjustments to the Space Wolves to go along with it. It will certainly be interesting to see what GW changes in the data slate, which will be with us this week. As we now have enough data, we will look at the running total win rates this time out. The Red Corsairs perform very well with a win rate of 62.7%. The Word Bearers and Iron Warriors come next, with win rates of 49.6% and 49.3% respectively. The Unknown Warband makes up the vast majority of the numbers, and is on a win rate of 47.3%. The Black Legion are on 46.6%, with the Emperor's Children on 45.8%. The Alpha Legion are on 40.7%, with the Night Lords on 37.6%. As the Chaos Space Marine Codex is the newest at the moment, it is very unlikely we will see any changes in my opinion. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.